Here we're talking about factoring polynomials, and we have to talk about a few forms that are going to help us factor them a little bit easier. If we have the difference of perfect squares, the difference part means the operation in the middle between the two terms, and then each term is a perfect square. So if we take the square root of the lead term, the square root of x squared is x, so we have x and x. And the square root of y squared is y, so we finish with y and y. And then we have to have conjugate pairs here, so we have to have two different signs. If we have the sum of perfect cubes, now this time we're talking about adding two perfect cubes. In this case, we have x cubed and y cubed. The cube root of x cubed is x, and the cube root of y cubed is y. Now, once we have these values here, we use these values to figure out what our trinomial will be. So the first term in the binomial is x, so we have x squared. So whatever that is, we square it. The last term is whatever the second term in the binomial is squared, so we have y squared. And the middle term is x times y, or the first term of the binomial times the second term of the binomial. Now the signs in between here, if it's sum of perfect cubes, the sign always matches. So addition goes to addition. And the last term the last sign is always addition as well for both. If we look at the difference of perfect cubes, we have a minus. So the first sign in the operation in the binomial is going to be subtraction. For the sum of perfect cubes, we have sum. So the first operation that we come to is addition. So that matches. And in both of these forms, there's only one subtraction sign. So there's only one subtraction sign. So that middle term or that middle operation here between the three depends on what the other operations. We always finish with addition. Our first sign always matches. And then the middle sign, middle operation is whatever we need to do to make sure that we only have one subtraction operation. Quadratic form is ax squared plus bx plus c. And the quadratic form is whenever we have our middle term, the degree of the middle term is always half the degree of the lead term. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And then we always finish with a constant. 4 divided by 2 is 2, finish with a constant. 6 divided by 2 is 3, finish with a constant. And when we do that in factored form, the first term of each binomial needs to multiply together to make that first degree. So x cubed times x cubed is x to the 6th. X squared times x squared becomes x to the 4th. X times x becomes x squared. This pattern will continue as long as the lead term, the degree of the lead term, is always twice that of the middle term.